Well, thanks very much indeed. It's wonderful to see you, Marco. Marco van den Boomgaard from the Netherlands. We met each other many times at these different conferences all over the world.
Yes.
It's wonderful to see you here. How are you getting on?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you very much, Jim. Nice to see you too.
Yeah.
And after CPAC Hungary, it's good to be here in Dubrovnik now with you. And it's good seeing you again.
Beautiful place and wonderful people. Of course, all the delegates are starting to come in thick and fast now.
Yes.
We had a great afternoon yesterday, we had a good chat, and I'm glad that we're able to do an interview today because we talked about a lot of things. But maybe just for the sake of our audience, let people know a little bit about your background and what you're involved in and why you would be here actually.
Well, I'm a member of Forum for Democracy. I'm a city council in Zoetermeer, that's a big city near The Hague. And I'm also responsible for international affairs, and in that role I'm here. So it's really good to see all familiar faces again.
And you're a great Dutch patriot. You're somebody that cares passionately about the Netherlands. You also have links into Hungary. You've got a big interest in what's going on in Europe itself, and indeed around the world.
Yes.
One of the things that we touched on in our discussion yesterday was this woke mind virus.
Yes.
This insidious thing that is affecting so many young people today, destroying families, destroying lives actually.
Yes.
How prevalent is that in the Netherlands right now?
Actually, it's huge. Nice that you bring this point on right now, because this morning I was reading the newspapers of the Netherlands also, and you can see that the youth is fed up with this woke mind virus actually, and they want to have it done also within companies, within schools. So yeah, they say go woke, go broke. So let's hope we can finish it off. But for now, it's huge in the Netherlands. There's being a lot of pushing on this topic. And it's good to see that the young ones are fed up with it. So I hope change is coming.
Well, it's not before time. I mean, many people, even the likes of Elon Musk himself, I think he's publicly stated that he has declared war on the woke mind virus because he and his family were affected by this as well. So that, it's touched a lot of people on a personal level. It's split families. It's caused children to go against their parents. I would argue, in fact, that this is quite deliberate. They want division. The globalist entities trying to break up families. It's a very anti-Christian, anti-family agenda that they're pushing all the time. But you actually have got plans in place for re-looking at the education of our children and coming up with solutions. And I think, whilst it's important to identify the problems, it's equally, perhaps even more important, to identify the solutions to this. I mean, what are you looking at doing in the Netherlands in terms of combating this?
Well, first of all, let's go back to what Elon Musk is saying, because it's good to have a partner in this on his level. And I think he's right that the woke mind virus is indeed a virus, and it breaks up families, it breaks up societies in the end. Because if you touch or if you break down the family, you will hurt the identity of a nation. So I think to get to the root of the problem, you have to mention it, and Elon Musk is doing a splendid job in this. The question you asked me is how can we resist this virus? And I think it starts where the problem also starts. So you have to get back to the roots. And for the Netherlands, what we see now is that there are schools, and they have every month they have a Purple Week or a special LGBTQ week or a Rainbow Week. In Dutch they also say Lentekriebel, so they have the spring vibes, and it also goes about changing your own identity. And that's very awful to see how children actually are being indoctrinated. And what we as a party, Forum for Democracy, did try, and we were successful, we got a license, is to start our own school from next year on, to have a school without this indoctrination, without the virus. So we only go back to our core businesses, and that's teaching people, children, to do math, calculations, to write, to read, and to speak properly. And I think that's a very good thing, to stick to the core business and to give the families in the Netherlands a different opportunity on how to educate your children.
I mean, one of the things that I think we've all been aware of is that for several decades now, we've seen a steady moral decline especially in Western Europe,
Yes.
and actually globally as well. So I mean, America's been affected,
Yes.
Canada's been affected by
The
this.
Western world.
The Western world. But there are still bastions of family unity, traditional values, traditional conservative values
Yes.
in places like Moldova, Romania,
Yes.
Hungary, of course.
Yes.
And of course, those leaders like Viktor Orban are coming under huge pressure to buckle down, to give in to them. Indeed, he's been fined €1 million a day by the EU Commission because he won't open the floodgates to mass illegal immigration. So these policies, these NGOs that are run by people like George Soros are highly destructive.
Yes.
But there's been recent changes in tackling some of this. And I want to ask you what your consideration is when you hear about Trump doing two particular things: designating Antifa, which is a very violent far-left
Yes.
organization that is now global in its reach, as a terrorist, as a domestic terrorist organization.
Yes.
But he's not stopping there, because he's going after the funders of Antifa, he's going after the funders of these radical extremist left ideology groups. And of course, George Soros has been named in this as the funder of these subversive NGOs and entities. But he's also talking about RICO laws. And RICO laws in America are incredibly powerful laws that are normally designed to go after serious organized crime, mafia.
Yeah.
That's how we're starting to see a rapid change taking place.
Yes.
Antifa, are their activities prevalent in the Netherlands as well?
Oh, it's good that you bring this topic on also. I'm very proud to say to you, Jim, that we are the first country in Europe who did exactly the same. Our party delivered a motion in the parliament, and it got a majority to forbid Antifa and to label it as a terrorist organization. And it is, it's with the majority, we have this the same achievement as Trump has. So it's very good that that this is being done. Are we finished there? No, I think there's a lot more to do, what you also say. But talking about George Soros, in the end, I think he is also just a puppet in the string. And if he will leave, there will be some other to do the same agenda to push things through. So we have to be careful. We have to search, do our research. Where is it coming from, and where it's like the mafia, take action. And I think Trump is on it on a good way. And let's see if we can copy this also from him.
What Donald Trump is doing, I mean, he is a man of his word. I remember interviewing Senator Ron Johnson before the election took place in Washington, D.C. And I said to him, when Trump gets elected, what's the first thing that you want to see him do? And without hesitation, Senator Johnson said, seal the border, stop mass illegal immigration.
Yes.
Because he said a lot of other problems are associated and spiraling from that one issue itself. But in the Netherlands, we've seen attacks on farmers. We've seen between 3,000 and 5,000 farms being expropriated, in other words, forcibly seized from farmers. And it must be pointed out that the Netherlands farmers, the Dutch farmers, are incredibly good for a small nation. What they produce, the technology, their systems are really world leading.
Yes.
And I had the great privilege and honour of going out and visiting and filming many of the Dutch farmers and seeing firsthand the great work that they're doing. But there's been a problem where they've been sort of getting driven off lands that have been in their families for generations. This attack on our food supply seems to be gathering pace. We've seen Bill Gates buying up huge tranches of land in the United States and now South America. Do you think that this is another power play from the globalist side, with maybe they're thinking along the lines of, well, if they control the food, they control the people?
You can never exclude it. So let's talk about the facts first. I want to go back to the Dutch farmers because I'm very proud of them. I mean, you mentioned it, that the farmers are the most nice and efficient farmers, I think, worldwide. But they are also the most healthy farmers for how they treat the nature and the surrounding nature also. So the agenda now in the Netherlands of nitrogen and getting rid of our farmers, what hurts us a lot, but it's a part of losing your proudness, losing your identity, because we are an agricultural country. And we did, I think, the very best job for a small country with the export we had on these big amounts. If you want to replace our farmers, to let farmers in Ukraine, what is also a possibility, or somewhere else to be done, it will never be that friendly for nature as the Dutch did. And that is because of our high standards. And it doesn't seem to get through to the left liberals that this is the truth. So if we stop our farmers here, while the population worldwide is growing, and other farmers will do it on a less nicer way for nature, then we're only making a more bad situation for the population of the world. So my prayers are, let's stick to our faith and belief and trust in our farmers. So that's what I want to have said first. Now about the who controls the food, controls the people. Of course, if this comes out, and I think we have to be fearful for this one, it can be truth, especially what we see beside this thing. There's also another topic like the CBDC and controlling what are you buying from whom and how much, and so it's a total control what is being drawn upon us, and we have to be careful for this. We have to be awake and see what's happening.
You mentioned faith. I mean, faith is important for you, isn't it? I mean, tell us a little bit about your thinking along those lines, and do you see parallels with what's happening in society with what we read in the scriptures?
Well, I definitely see this. First of all, I'm a Christian. I'm also a human being, so I also make my mistakes. But yes, I'm a believer. I have faith in God, and also in the Bible, His Word. And what we see, like I just mentioned, CBDC. If we continue this, it was also in the Bible, in the Scriptures, written that people will get the code in their hand to do business, to buy and sell things. But it's a Satan product, so be aware of this as a Christian. But also for non-Christians, I think the Christianity and the values Christianity has given us, they have given us prosperity and wealth and living in good harmony also, in Europe especially. And with losing our Christianity, especially in the Western Europe, we see that with losing Christianity, so the less people go to church, the room grows for other religions like the Islam to enter, but also for other religions like the woke mind virus. So to preserve your country and to stay united, it's also good to stick to your beliefs, your faith, but also to stick to your Christian values. Even though you might not be a Christian, it's good to accept these values as, okay, this was good for our country, and this kept our country together and gave us prosperity.
I think even the most ardent atheist has to accept that if the world did live by the Ten Commandments, the world would be transformed overnight.
Exactly.
You know, so it's important that people recognize that these concepts are good concepts.
Yes.
Orderly concepts. We get a good society when we obey and we follow those rules.
Exactly.
And let me also ask you then, because this woke mind virus that you are so much against, and I'm so much against, because it's highly destructive, there are other things that you're looking at maybe doing in terms of education, and maybe you could explain a little bit more about what you would like to see happening, particularly in the Netherlands, in relation to that too.
Yeah, being also proud of your own culture. So bring culture, especially their own identity, back into schools, and teach them with proudness of your own past and history, and learn from the mistakes that has been made, but go for a brighter future, and make that also count. So that's also one of the topics that you want to put extra in. And that keeps also, because without a past you don't have a future. So you have to know your past, and I think you have to be honest about the past, but also know that you have things to be proud of. Geographic is very important also, so where is the country in the world, for example, like Hungary, they are in the middle of Europe, and they have a specific place within Europe because they are surrounded by all other countries. And you have been there in Budapest, you have loved it, and I love it very much as well. And those people, they are, especially in governance, they are aware of their position, but they're also aware that they have a specific language and they are depending on the surrounding countries. So they're really willing to cooperate. And it's very good to see that these geographic knowledge is of highly importance also to teach our children. So beside math and language, also geographic history. I can go on for hours, Jim. Yes.
But it's a subject that you're incredibly passionate about, and I think those of us in the freedom movement, those of us that are patriots, that love our countries and love other countries that are around us as well, it's so important that we look at this from a multifaceted point of view. It's not just about one issue, legal immigration or education. There's a whole raft of things that come from all of these things. Yes. It's almost like, I've often said, Marco, that I believe the globalists attacked humanity. I think they've launched an attack on humanity. We saw that evidenced, for almost 5 years ago.
Yes.
And I think that people are awake to what's going on. I think we are now considered, those of us in the independent media, we are the news now. Yes. And I think, thanks to Elon Musk, thanks in particular to the X platform, because he is a huge defender of freedom of speech. His work, I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for Elon Musk and him buying over what was Twitter and became X, I probably wouldn't be doing anything of the things that I'm doing now. So we owe him, I think the world owes Elon Musk a debt of gratitude for the great work and for giving people their voices back.
Exactly.
What else would you like to see in terms of media? Because most of the mainstream media outlets are pretty complicit. They are following an agenda. They get paid lots of money by Bill Gates. They get paid lots of money by George Soros and these other globalists to control the narrative. As a politician from the Netherlands, as somebody who could be in government in the not too distant future, what sort of policies would you look at enacting when it comes to the free media and state-sponsored media? Because they're playing a huge role in corralling people into a certain particular viewpoint with this far-left ideology of the woke mind virus and all the nonsense that comes from it. What would you like to see happen?
Well, I think there are a few options actually. When I was a young boy, we had like a pillar system. So for each political party, there was some kind of broadcaster in the mainstream media, television, for example, also on radio. So if that could return, that would be great, because then every political party has his pillar on broadcasting. So that would be excellent. I don't think that's a possibility now, because it costs a lot of money. We have to be careful with our money because it's taxpayers' money, so it's always good to notice this one. So I think we have to cut down our spending on broadcasters and make it more towards channels like you, actually, to give them the opportunity to see, okay, where are the most viewers going to, what are they searching, and give them the podium. If it's leftist, it's also right for me, but it has to be in balance.
Yes.
And then people get the chance to making a right choice. As we see now, I was just kidding this morning with some people of the party. We were having a debate together, our party leader, Leader de Vos, with the leader of Volt. And Volt declined this debate, so he didn't want to go on debate on television with our party leader.
Right.
And what happened next was that he could come to television to say why he didn't want to do the debate, and all leftist parties get the chance to have an opinion about this on television. The only person not heard about this topic was our party leader.
Wow.
So this is how mainstream media works now, and it doesn't work well. So yes, I share the thankfulness towards Elon Musk for the platform X. I think without X, the right wing would have been had a much tougher fight to fight when it comes to attention and in social media, actually. So it's good to have X. I will always stay on X, and it's good. It's good, and to see the mainstream media work. Yeah, there are some options. I think I should go for the pillar, but with a less taxpayer money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I absolutely agree with those sentiments, and I think once again that under the old regime of Jack Dorsey, conservative voices were just deplatformed, they were just silenced, they were just cast out. So it's been a huge upset for the globalists when Elon Musk took that position. And he's also very publicly said, we need more people.
Yeah.
There is no depopulation agenda with Elon Musk. He wants more people. He wants more children.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very healthy viewpoint. And once again, I'm grateful to him for that. As we approach the last couple of minutes, Marco, I always like to give our great guests the last and final word. And I'm going to do the same with yourself. You're a great Dutch patriot. It's great to see you here in Dubrovnik, Croatia. We always have a good discussion whenever we meet, and you were very similar minds. We might be across different parts, across the North Sea and across the different parts of where we are.
It's just water.
Water indeed. But you know something? We are fighting the good fight, and we are pulling our resources together. I have a huge respect for the Dutch, and I love the Dutch people, I think, and I've been there many, many times.
That's mutual.
Yeah. But bearing in mind that we do have a large international audience in America and Canada, really across Europe and around the world, even down in Australia, New Zealand, what would you like to say to the people out there? It could be anything you want to say.
Yeah, the most important thing is, and that's also what we do together, Jim, that's why we are here, to unify. Because united we are so much stronger. And we see a lot of dividends in our faith, dividends in our countries, but also dividends in the right-wing parties. And I think there's a time, and the time is now, to get more unity within these parties on the major topics, because these major topics has to be dealt with now. And then we talk about the mass migration, we talk about, and actually mass migration, leaving only mass migration is not even enough. Because even if we stop, for an example, if I have the time, even if we stop mass migration and we close our borders in the Netherlands, with the current demography in the Netherlands, my generation is the last generation who is a majority in his own country. So my children will be the first generation who will be a minority in their own country. So beside mass migration and stopping or closing the borders, we also have to think about remigration. It's not a popular word, but it's some things necessary to keep your identity as a Dutch person, like I am, to keep that alive. So we have to talk about remigration, mass migration, to stop it. We have to talk about the woke mind virus. We have to talk about the sovereignty of states, of the countries. And we have to talk about Christian values, whether you're a Christian, yes or no, but what it contributes to our society. And I think with these 5 topics, if in these 5 topics right-wing parties can unite, especially within Europe, because we are all different countries, but on these 5 topics, if we can unite, we are unbeatable.
Absolutely. Well,
and this is the end.
I just want to say a huge thank you for taking time out of a busy day. I know you've got a lot of people to talk to. Yes. We're all here to work.
Yes.
But I want to say it's been a real honour to have you on with you, with me and with our audience, Marco. Thank you so much for the great, fantastic work that you're doing, not just in the Netherlands, but actually around the world as well. It's a real pleasure to see you. Thank you.
My thanks to you, Jim. Thank you very much.